Mother, how lovely.
It was. It had little flowers on it, but they got tired and I had to take them off. I led the cotillion in this dress and won the cakewalk twice at Sunset Hill, then wore it to the governor's ball. You should have seen your mother. You should have seen your mother, how she just sashayed around the ballroom. I wore it the night I met your father. Picnics in the afternoon and dinner in the evening. That country, so lovely, simply lacy with dogwood and flooded with jonquils. My mother said, "We can't have any more jonquils." I said, "I'll still pick them up anyways." I remember I used to let my gentleman callers come out and help me. And whenever they'd see me, they'd say, "Here comes the girl," and we'd have to spend the afternoon picking jonquils. Then my mother said once again, we can't let the jonquils in the house. We don't have any more vases for them." I said, "It's all right. I can carry them." They better start coming. I gave your brother and Mr. O'Connor some money so they can come in the service car. What's the matter now?
What did you say his name was?
Mr. O'Connor. What?
What was his first name?
I don't remember. Oh, yes, I do. Jim.
Not Jim O'Connor?
Yes, I've never known a Jim that wasn't nice.
Was he the Jim that was with Tom and I in high school?
I don't know. Your brother didn't say anything. I think he just met him at the warehouse.
Oh, not Jim. Mother, there was a Jim in high school with Tom and I. It was the boy I told you about in the yearbook. Mother, I can't.
Laura. What's the matter with you, you silly thing?
Mother, if it's the Jim.
The one you showed me in the yearbook?
Yes, that one. If it was him,
Laura,
you have to excuse me from the table, Mother.
Were you in love with that boy?
Yes, Mother. You'll have to excuse me. I can't come to the table.
It won't be. It isn't the least bit like. But you're not excused from the table?
Mother, I have to be.
What's the matter with you? Why have you chosen now to lose your senses?
Mother, please. I can't come to the table if it was him. Please, Mother.
What's all this fuss about? Just one gentleman caller, just one. Laura, the door.
Mother, please don't make me answer it. You go answer it.
Why have you lost your senses?
Mother, please, go answer it.
Laura Wingfield, you march straight to that door. I've got to put courage in you. From Greene County.
What did he leave his widow?
He never married. What's the matter with you? You talk as though all my old admirers turned up their toes to the daisies.
Isn't this the first you mentioned that still survives?
He left. He made an awful lot of money. He had the Midas touch. Everything he touched turned into gold. And I could have been Mrs. J. Duncan Fitzhugh, mind you. But what did I do? I went out of my way and chose your father.
Mother, let me go.
You practice your typewriting, or just practice your shorthand a little. Stay fresh and pretty. It's about time for those gentlemen callers to start arriving.
Mother.
How many do you think we are going to have tonight?
Mother, we're not going to have any gentlemen callers.
Not one? Not any? Has there been a flood or a tornado? You must be kidding.
I know that virtue be in you, Brutus, as well as I do know your outward favor. Well, honor is the subject of my story. I cannot tell what you and other men think of this life, but for my single self, I had as lief not be as live to be in awe of such a thing as I myself. I was born Free as Caesar, so were you. We both have fed as well, and can both endure the winter's cold as well as he. For once, upon a raw and gusty day, the troubled Tiber chafing with her shores, Caesar said to me, "Dost thou, Cassius, now leap in with me into this angry flood?" Upon the word, accoutred as I was, I plunged in and bade him follow. So indeed he did. The torrent roared, and we did buffet it with lusty sinews, throwing it aside and stemming it with hearts of controversy. But ere we could arrive the point proposed, Caesar cried, "Help me, Cassius, or I sink." And this man is now become a god, and Cassius is a wretched creature, and must bend his body if Caesar carelessly but nod on him. You gods, it doth amaze me, how a man of such a feeble temper should so get the start of the majestic world, and bear the palm alone.
Listen, you think I'm crazy about the warehouse? You think I'm in love with the continental shoemakers? You think I want to spend 55 years down there in that Celotex interior with fluorescent tubes? Look, I'd rather somebody picked up a crowbar and battered out my brains than go back mornings. I go. Every time you come and yell at that goddamn rise and shine, rise and shine, I say to myself how lucky dead people are. For $65 a month, I give up all that I dream of being and doing, and you say self? Self's all I ever think of. Why, listen, if self's all I ever thought of, mother, I'd be where he is, gone! As far as the system of transportation reaches.